Well, I don't know. I was going to tell you all about. I was going to do episode 6 today on teens in Tehran, entering and getting to the hotel. Or I might go back in time and start talking about some of the preparation for going over there in the first place. This might be a good time to do that before I get further into the story. Thank you for joining me, and here we go. More exciting stories about teens in Tehran in the 1970s. So Loki and I are going to go for a walk, and during our walk, we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about, Loki? Episode 6, during our walk, and episode 6 of Teens in Tehran. Join us now. So it's Loki and me, going for a walk. The big guy. So cute. So anyway, I was going to tell you all a story about preparation to go to Iran. And I guess part of it is that my dad spent a year at DLI studying Farsi, Persian Farsi. They speak a version of it in other countries, border countries. Afghanistan, Pakistan, I believe. But it's almost identical. I think maybe the Kurds in Iraq too also. Come back here. We spent that year at Presidio of Monterey. So we lived in Monterey, which was, well, actually we lived at Fort Ord. And yeah, Monterey is a beautiful place. I ended up going back there, spending a year and a half at DLI as well, studying Modern Standard Arabic and then the Saudi dialect. I was in the first and only class, as far as I know now, of Saudi dialect, which is called Najdi and Hijazi. But they're so close to Modern Standard Arabic that it doesn't matter. Modern Standard Arabic is called Al-Fusha, which means classical Arabic, and that's what all printed material, newspapers, news outlets on television, and the Quran is written in and spoken. But otherwise, all dialects from all over the Middle East are, well, there can be some big differences. Back to Dad. He used to come home every night and, of course, practice Farsi. Oh, we got some little baby beagles. Little baby beagles. So, of course, he came home at night, did his flashcards, and listened to his tapes on the tape recorder they issued him, which was, I don't know how long before I went back there. Decades, couple decades. I don't know, no, I was 26, something like that, when I went to DLI. But anyway, same routine. And but I think that's how I learned Farsi so well and so quickly, is that I was listening to my dad and checking out his flashcards and stuff like that. You okay? You ready to go inside? He says, no, I just barely got this walk. That's what we did. That was the closest thing to preparation we got. Any cultural stuff that he learned. What are you doing? You don't want to go inside. What do you want to do? You want to go in the backyard? Okay. So, any cultural things, I think maybe possibly a Persian dinner they might have gone to. I don't know if we went. Probably not. But I know when I was in Arabic, we had cookouts so that we could learn the culture better with our instructors. So that was all interesting. Back then I was 12 and 13 while Dad was doing all that. Until attending 6th grade at Fort Ord, and then 7th grade at San Carlos Missionary School, Catholic school, because The school, high school I would have had to go to, the junior high school in Salinas, I think it was very problematic in those days. So that would have been 1970-ish. 1970, 71, before we headed out to Iran. We didn't get a whole lot of preparation. In fact, you're going to find out from one of the stories that the big deficit in preparation for the Islamic culture almost got us killed. That's coming soon as well. So today, we're back out. Anyway, so where did I leave off on my story? We were talking about DLI, and let's see what else. So let's talk about some of the things my dad taught us from his Persian language, his Farsi language classes from the Presidio. Things you'll never forget, or we'll never forget. One of them is the first thing you saw when I started this story, in blue. In Farsi, that says, Diruz Cheruzibud. And the only reason we remember this forever is because it just flows off the tongue, so funny. Diruz Cheruzibud. You know what day was yesterday? So that one's fine. The Iranians pretty much understood that. You could logically ask what day yesterday was. Usually you'd ask what day today is, and you'd know what day yesterday was. I mean, seriously, if you didn't know what day yesterday was, you don't know what day today is. But it was just a funny thing they learned. And these are phrases that are either been going around DLI for a long time in the Persian language department, or my dad constructed these, and I don't know which. Some of them he may have constructed, some of them may just be silly stuff, like when I was in Arabic, there was stuff that went around that's probably been going around for years in the Arabic department. But anyway, so that was one, Diruz Cheruzibud. What day was yesterday? The next funny one is Ki Kuni Mushmide. Ki Kuni Mushmide. It means, who gives a rat's ass? Now this one confused the hell out of the instructors, out of the professors. Come here, Loki. As well as when we used to tell our Iranian friends that, they had no clue what the heck we were talking about. I mean, why would you want someone to give you a rat's ass? Which is what it sounds like to them. Ki Kuni Mushmide, who gives a rat's ass? That was just baffling. And I can understand why. It's not one of their sayings. Now, this one I'm about to tell you may actually be a Persian proverb, but I don't remember. It's Dar mushtare wa mushgush darand, which means the walls have mice and the mice have ears. So, guess what? Mum's the word. Don't speak things you don't want the walls to hear, or the mice. Yeah, I think that one's an actual Persian proverb. But it's another one of those things that just flows right off your tongue, and just things you never forget. I've never forgot them. Dar mushtare wa va mushgush darand. So I'll put all those up, written in Farsi. Probably have them written up by the time I post this. Anyway, that's your 3 Farsi phrases for today. And this segment of prepping for going to Iran. And I'll tell you some basic stuff, like the greeting, peace, is salam, which is a general greeting, like saying hello. Salam. And how are you is Hale Shuma Khube. How are you? And that's enough Farsi. So we'll get on with the rest of the story. We left off at some silly Farsi lessons. This is our third day's walk, and hopefully I can complete the story. Let people go. Okay. All right, so anyway, the end of our story for today is cultural preparation. Well, other than I think we went to a Persian restaurant, if there was one, or one of my dad's friends came over and made something, I don't remember, or we went on that picnic with him and his classmates. Not sure, but I gotta tell you this, other than the word Islam as one of the many religions that was in 1970s Iran, because it was a very open country for everyone. I mean, every religion was there, represented in Iran in those days. But anyhow, other than that, we virtually had zero cultural preparation. So it was quite the shock to go from the United States, where it's just free and people can do what they want and worship how they want, or they used to. Things are changing now. To a country that was predominantly Islamic, but not completely. Like I said, it was open, and they had every religion represented in Iran in the 70s. So with that said, I will tell you that we went to the bazaar. I'm not going to go into the details because that's for another episode, and it's coming up soon. Probably the next episode or the one after. What happened to us in the bazaar, because we were not prepared for a very old, conservative Islamic culture. And by saying it nearly got us killed, that is no exaggeration. So you're going to want to hear that story. So in the meantime, I hope you enjoy this one. I'm not sure if these images are going to be all I do, or I may sit down and redo this end. But for now, this is the end of episode 6. Hope you enjoyed the kind of goofy phrases in your introduction to Farsi. That was fun. A lot of funny stuff in those phrases. There was a lot more. I'm not going to repeat some of them, but fun days, fun times. So next episode, like I said, we'll go to the bazaar. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you all with me at my next video. So, one of the other things I wanted to talk about was episodes coming up, especially one in particular, but I've got to finish my outdoor kitchen for it. It's going to be cooking, primarily Persian food for this series. also Arabic food out there, any Middle Eastern food, and also Western, American Western style country cooking, of course. But for purpose of this series of videos, I'll be cooking Persian food, including breads and kebabs and rice and things like that out there on those cookers and sometimes on the stove. So you can see by the pictures what I'm leading up to. I'm going to be building a shawarma, which is a vertical charcoal grill, and then I'm going to build a bread oven and a Indian tandoori oven for the kebabs. And then of course I'll have my campfire. So you can see that on all the pictures, and that's about it.